Well, good evening and welcome to another edition of the Leadership Edge podcast. I'm your host, Dr. P. Ronald Wilder. This podcast, The Leadership Edge, is dedicated to leadership, all things leadership. It's our desire and goal to give you that edge you need in your leadership repertoire, to help make you a better leader, to give you principles and nuggets that will cause you to be more effective, to grow and expand, and be the very best leader that you can be. So thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hope you had a great day today. Trust you're still winning. You're on top of it, and all things are well with you. Now listen, before we get started in our leadership talk tonight, I need you to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit the share button. Please go ahead and share the live stream. You're watching on Facebook or YouTube. If you share it, it helps us to spread far and wide, so please do that. Also, we'd like for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's BGTV Studios. YouTube channel, subscribe. And lastly, as you watch the podcast, go ahead and comment. Let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're Sally from Sacramento, if you are Billy from Baltimore, if you Chad from Chicago, just wherever you're watching from, let us know. But also we appreciate you if during the podcast there are things said that resonate with you. Go ahead and comment and let us know how you feel about those things, okay? Great. Well, let's do what we like to do. Let's talk leadership. We've been talking about building the dream team. Every leader needs a team. So this is Dream Team segment number 3. Dream Team 3, the Dream Team. How do we build a dream team? How do we put together a group of leaders around us as leaders that will help us to be the very best that we can be? And then the next question is, I'm speaking that aspect for me as a senior leader, but how do you as not a senior leader, but a team player, how do you be a dream team player on that team? How do you be a dream team leader under that senior leader, okay? So there are two aspects. One, I'm talking to leaders who are at the top to build their team, and I'm talking to those who are part of the team, how you qualify to be on that team, okay? I've been both. I'm a senior leader who has built a dream team and continuing to build that team to make it better. But at the same token, I am also a part of organizations, been a part of organizations where I'm a part of another leader's team. So I know how to be a team member. I know how to be a team leader. Okay, so I operate in both roles. Even as I speak right now, I'm functioning in both roles. I'm a senior leader, building a dream team of leaders in my local church, Covenant Church. At the same token, I'm building a dream team of leaders in my apostolic network that I oversee, Covenant Leaders Ministerial Association, CLMA. And then at the same token, I'm a part of AIG under Apostle Stephen A. Davis. So I'm a part of that team that he has built. So I'm a team player in that situation. I work in all aspects. Okay, so I'm speaking from the position of a leader and also as a team player. All right, so let's talk. Now, when you're putting together the team, when you're building the team, you have to look. Here's the mistake many leaders make. They don't look to build with people who will complement them. They go get clones, people who do everything like them, think like them, got the same gifts they got, act like them, like the things they like, okay? Got clones. Clones are good if all you're looking for is loyalty and yes. You want people who will only say yes to everything you say. They will always tell you what you want to hear, but they will not tell you what you need to hear. That's what clones do. You'll look good, but you won't be good. I'll say that again. If you build with clones, you will look good, but you will not be good. Okay. So now what a real leader does, the great leaders, they don't build for clones. They build for compliments. In other words, they look at the people who can complement them and their vision and their mission and their purpose, who can fit that process. Because in order to do and build a great team, you got to have a diversity of strengths. So therefore, I'm going to bring on my team. I know the areas I'm strong in. So I'm going to also make sure that a part of that dream team, there are people around me who are strong where I'm weak at. So I'm going to have people that staff my weakness. I'm going to staff people that I'm going to staff my weakness. So if I'm weak in a certain area, then I'm going to bring somebody on that team who's strong in that area. What that does is make me strong. Although they carry out the work, it makes me strong. Now, if you're insecure and you got security issues, then that's going to challenge you because you can't handle people who have strength where you have weaknesses, okay? Because in your mind, they will overshadow you. You'll get that Saul syndrome. You know the story of King Saul in the Bible? Some of you may not. Let me just give you some context. King Saul was a king. David was under his authority as being one of the citizens of, Judah. And David was very, very, very loyal to Saul. As a matter of fact, Saul's son, Jonathan, was David's best friend. They were covenant brothers. 1 Samuel 18:4, they cut covenant. They loved him as their own soul. And David would go stay at the palace. He loved Saul. Well, when Goliath challenged Israel and nobody would take the challenge, David did, and David killed Goliath. Now, because David kills Goliath, who took away the scourge of Israel, the troubler of Israel, he became instantly a national hero. He took away the stain over that Goliath held over Israel. David is now a national hero. The women start singing a song that said, Saul killed his 1,000, but David is 10,000. Now Saul gets jealous because he thinks that David is going to try to take the kingdom from him because of all this notoriety he's gotten. That is the farthest thing from David's mind. In David's heart, Saul is king. He is honored. He loves Saul with he has no desire for the throne. He has no ambition, no agenda, none of that. Yet Saul creates in his mind that David wants it. He starts hating David and doing all this stuff and watching David. That's what you will do to a good leader that God sends you. If you are an insecure leader and someone comes who is strong where you're weak at, and when they start to exert themselves only to help you, only to push your vision, only to push you, but you don't see it like that. You see it as they are overshadowing you. And all of a sudden now you turn Saul on them. And you start watching them with a suspicious eye. You start doing things. And as a result, in time, guess what? You'll lose them because you'll run them off. So you can't be insecure. If you're a leader who always have to be the smartest one in the room, you'll not make it. I want people on my team who are smarter and brighter and sharper in the areas than I am. Yes, I'm not threatened by that. Why I'm not threatened? Because I have the authority. I am the one in charge. Okay? Their sharpness and their smartness doesn't diminish my anointing and the position that I have on the team. It doesn't. So you bring people to compliment you. And again, they may be sharper, they may be bright, but they're going to be diverse. You don't have clones. So you got to so on this dream team, You got to have a mixture. You got to have visionaries. That means that's people who see the big picture. They're big picture thinkers. Because everybody don't see the big picture. Because they're looking at all the other stuff. But there's some people who are big picture thinkers. They think outside the box. They see the goal. They see it. They have the faith to believe it. They are visionaries. We can make this happen. We can do. You need them on your team. Big picture thinkers. Now you also need what I call executioners, operators. They execute. They get things done. The big picture, people think about it. They draw it up. They see it. They strategize, they put it out, but these executors, they are the hands on the ground. They make it happen. They get stuff done. They're not loud. They are not very visible. But before you know it, they're making things happen. They execute what you lay out. They execute the strategy. They are people who get the job done. So you got to have big thinkers. You got to have people that get it done who work. They don't just talk. Sometimes the big picture thinkers talk a lot. They see and they talk. And that's fine. But as long as there's somebody over there. Now, if you just got big picture thinkers and no executors, then you're going to have a problem. But if you got executors, they're going to take it and they're going to make it happen. Part of the dream team. Then you got to have people on this team who are relational. They are people oriented. They put people first. You know, they make sure that everything we do, we keep the relationships intact, and we make sure that our primary goal is to serve as a people, and we don't lose that. Okay. So you see what I'm talking about here? We got a total balance. We got the thinkers, we got the executors, and we got the people who keeps everything intact. And then the last thing you got on this team is you got to have detail people. What I call detail guards. These are people who understand systems, and they put the systems in place, and they follow through. See, they follow through. They go behind to make sure everything, they do all that. They follow through. They follow through. Glory to God. They follow through. They make sure nothing slips through the cracks. They make sure every I is dotted, every T is crossed. Got to have them also. So notice you got to. So I don't expect my follow-through people to be big vision thinkers. I don't expect my operators to be as relational. Okay. So you have a diverse team there. That, my friends, is the beginning of a good team. Now, here's the thing you got to remember. In this team, not only do you have diversities of gifts, but you have diversities of thought. Okay? So that they think a little different. They always think things totally the way you think. Some leaders want people to think the way they think on everything. If everyone thinks like you, listen to me carefully. Read my lips. This is going to be important. If everybody thinks just like you don't have a team. You got an echo chamber. Now, because people who don't think like you, what they will do sometimes is tell you, and you need people who will tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. Echoes and clones tell you only what you want to hear. They're just yes people. Now the people that tell you what you want, what you need to hear, they're not disrespectful. They're not rebellious. They're not rebels. We're not talking about that. Because the people on the dream team, they have your heart. If it's a true dream team, they have your heart. They have your spirit. They're connected to you. They love you and they honor you. Okay. And they want to tell you something hard. Their respect tells them, hey, pastor, apostle, doctor, what up, bishop, whatever you call, permission to speak freely. Can I speak to you? They know to walk soft there. But they're not going to tell you that the sun is shining when it's raining outside. Clones will come tell you, oh, Pastor, it's good. And I give a perfect example. I remember years ago, this was some years ago, I was part of an organization. Every year we would have pastors' retreats. We'd go to certain places, and the bishop would pour into us and sometimes bring other leaders in. It's always a good trip when we did that. Well, we had got to a point where we had embraced a certain model of ministry, and this model just wasn't going good in many of our churches. But it was something that the bishop was pushing real hard. He was totally highly committed to it and wanted all of us to commit to it. Because we were all faithful, I embraced it and did it and tried it, but I was totally frustrated. It wasn't working, wasn't happening, and in a very respectful way, I let my leader know this is not working for me. I don't like this. This doesn't fit my mold. It doesn't fit my calling. Doesn't fit my personality. Doesn't fit where God wants my church to go. It just isn't working. Okay, not being rebellious to you as a leader. I know you committed to this. You love it. I don't like it. I think there are problems and challenges that we're going to have that we're not looking at. And I laid out some issues that I thought were problem areas in a very, very respectful way. Okay? Now, they were not received very well by the leader. Okay? And I was kind of vilified for it. But here's the point I want to make. As it turned out in later days, my total assessment was absolutely correct. And the thing eventually fell apart based upon those things. I was someone who was telling them what he needed to hear, not what he wanted to hear. While other guys were calling me with the same issues and complaints I had. And I would tell them talk to them. They would not talk to him. When we got to our retreat, one guy called me, and he was kind of in tears almost, just because this thing was killing his church. Trying to make this thing work it just didn't vibe. And I said, well, man, you're just going to have to talk to the leader when we get down to our retreat. We'll be there next week, man. Just lay it on the line. We get down there, and, in our first session, everybody stands up. And, obviously we all know each other. We would all say how things are going at our churches. And so the leader got up and asked a question. He said, hey, tell me how things are going and how's this new thing we've embraced? How's it working in your churches? And the very guy who had just called me 2 days earlier, almost in tears, so my how it's not working, it's killing this church, he don't want to do it, stands up and says, oh, it's working great, man. My people are excited. It's the best thing we've ever had, blah, blah, blah. Just went all there. And I'm sitting there knowing that he is lying through his teeth. He is only saying what the leader wants him. He's only saying what he thinks the leader wants to hear. And that's all he wanted. He didn't want to hear. He didn't want to hear anything different. And everybody, he wasn't the only one. He's the only one that had real problems. I talked to others, and they had the same, and all of them got it with the same report, doing great. I just told the truth. I said, it ain't happening for me. I bet it's taking me through hell. It's not, I just told the truth. I wasn't going to lie because I'd already talked to the leader, so I wasn't going to lie. But here's the point. Many leaders want people only to tell them what they need to hear. I give my dream team, the players on my team, permission to speak freely, respectfully and softly, but tell me what I need to hear. Give me the brutal facts. Don't tell me that every need is applied and we got all the resources when the reality of the fact is we in the red, and things are crumbling financially. Don't tell me that everything is smooth outside, the sun is shining, the flowers are blooming, and the birds are singing. When the reality is a storm outside, it's raining, it's cold, and a bird ain't in sight. Give me the brutal facts. Because here's the deal, if I don't have the facts, I'm going to make decisions on inaccurate information. And that's exactly what happened in this particular case. It's talking about our leader began to make decisions for the group based on inaccurate information. I was seen as a rebel because I didn't flow with what was going on. My heart wasn't moved. I was still faithful and loyal. I was there. I just didn't see what he was trying to do being beneficial to our churches. So as a result, he began to make decisions for these based upon what the other guy was saying, which was not true. And that's what happens when you don't give your leader the truth. You make decisions based on inaccurate information. Reminded of a movie, Crimson Tide, with Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman. One of my all-time favorite movies. It's one of my top 10 of all time. Probably in the top 5. They're on this nuclear submarine and they gotta make a decision. But they start getting a message from command, but the message got stopped in the middle of an attack, and so they don't know whether it was released nuclear weapons or not. And so Gene Hackman, the captain, wanted to release the nuclear weapons, and Denzel said, "No, we need to try to gain contact and see what this message is." Okay, and basically Gene was saying about military protocol, an incomplete message, no message at all. We're going our last order, and the last order was release the nukes. But Denzel was saying, well, this could be a new order. The nukes, they could have surrendered, So he was telling the guy who was running the control and communication. He said, hey, you got to get that radio up, dude. You got to get it up. Because if you don't get it up, we're gonna release this bomb and a billion people gonna die. He said, if you don't get this up, we're gonna be making decisions blind. We're gonna be making decisions blind and in the dark. Basically saying we're gonna make a decision with wrong information. You want people to give you right information. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're part of the team, always stay respectful, always honor your leader, but always give him accurate information. Speak the truth in love and respect and walk softly. Ask for permission to speak freely. But he'll appreciate or she'll appreciate honesty and telling them what they need to hear and not what they want to hear. Because the truth of the matter is, I'm no different. We all want to hear good news. But sometimes all the news is not good. All the news is not favorable. But as the leader, we need to know the good, the bad, as well as the ugly. Okay? So we don't want to. We want people. We don't want an echo chamber. We want people to speak the truth. Amen. Listen, my time is up. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll pick it up again next week, talking about Dream Team. We'll do segment number 4. Now listen, before we move, go to my website, www.pronaldwilder.com. It is popped up on your screen there. On that website, you can get my book. You see the ABCs of Leadership, and it will bless you. You can also go to my shop page on that website, and you will find my leadership teachings. They're all there. You can download them. The best buy is the bundle package here that you can get every teaching on there on this jump drive, stick it on your device. You have it with you. You got everything I got, and you get it for half the price. So this is your best buy, the bundle package. Also, there's a link on the website that will take you into the BGTV Studios database, and you'll have all of my podcasts from the day we started, all of them, Been on it 2 years. That's 100 and something podcasts. So go there and do that, okay? Last thing I want you to do is remember to be a supporter of BGTV Studios. This is good ground. This is a good platform, a good ministry that God has raised up, and it is strictly, amen, viewer supported. So if you are blessed by this, I want you to go, it's on the screen, support BGTV Studios. How you can do that at bgtvstudios.com/give. When you get on there, you'll find 3 platforms to give on. I think there's Venmo, there's PayPal, and there's also the website. Pray about being a monthly giver, us a monthly subscriber, and give, or give a good one-time gift. But either way, be a supporter of BGTV Studios. This is good soil and good ground, and you'll be blessed. Listen, I've enjoyed talking to you tonight, as I always do. But listen, time is far spent. Got to go. This is your host, Dr. P. Ronald Wilder, reminding you that leaders lead and leadership matters. I'll see you on next Tuesday.